Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, simplify the expression below. Determine the value of the exponent for y, record your answer, and fill in the bubble on the grid below. So let's see what is it that I'm supposed to do. Well, they want me to simplify, is that right? But look at what they're asking you to find. They want you to simplify, but they're only asking you for one of the terms. They want to know what is the exponent for the y. So keep that in mind. And of course, they want me to put them in the grid. Okay? So let's see if we can analyze the question here. So right away, I see something at the beginning that has a 0 power. I don't know if you guys remember, but anytime that you raise something to a 0 power, my answer will always be a 1. Very good. So now I have a 1 on my expression. Okay, so let's write down everything again. And the reason why I want you to write it all over again is so that you can include the 1 that I got from raising the x to the 0 power. Sorry, I don't even notice, but I put like a little line on the z, because sometimes the students get confused and they're like, Miss, is that a 2 or is that a z? So this is the z, right? So notice how there's no other exponent raised to another exponent, so we're good on that. So what is the only rule that I'm going to apply here right now? Yes, I'm going to apply the quotient rule. Very good. So let's write it down over here. Quotient rule. Anybody remembers what to do on the quotient rule? Yes, in the quotient rule, you have to subtract the exponents. Very good. So now I know that you don't need to memorize the rules. You will find the rules on the formula chart or on the reference materials, right? But it's good that you practice because that can really help you at the end of the day, right? So now here, you got to remember that you can only combine or you can only apply the rule for the ones that they have the same base. So I'm going to start with x to the, yes, very good. It says x to the first power. And I'm going to subtract that exponent that is on my denominator, which is 2. And that will give me x to the negative 1. Is that correct? Okay, so who's next? Well, I want to check now my y. Is that right? So the y, I'm going to go ahead and apply the quotient rule for that one. So that's going to be y to the second power minus 1. Is that right? So that gives me y to the first power. And the last one, it will be my z's, right? Very good. So on my z, it's going to be z to the negative third power minus 2. And I will get z to the negative 5. Any questions so far? No? Okay, so let's write down how my problem would look like. So I have a 1 still in the numerator. I have x to the negative 1 power. So remember, anytime that you have a negative exponent, you need to bring it to the denominator. And I don't need to put the 1. You know that it's understood it has a 1. The y has a 1 on the power, and the z has a negative 5. Therefore, I'm going to put him on the denominator as a 5. Now remember that negative 5 changes to a positive 5 once I send it to the denominator. But the question was asking me only for the exponent of y. The exponent for y is 1. And it's a positive 1, right? So I'm going to put him in my gradable. I don't need to put the positive. If you do not bubble in the positive, it will still be counted correctly, right? I'm just going to put it because I want to make sure that you guys see that. and I'm gonna bubble in the positive. The next one is to place the 1. This is where some students get confused. Miss, where do I put it? Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. The problem is that many times you want to put zeros where they do not belong. So to avoid that issue, we're going to write it down all the way to the right. And I'm going to bubble in the 1. And that will be my answer. Okay? So my answer was 1. Awesome.